Hello and welcome. I'm Master Rama Rasaji, and this is Rasaji Speaks. And I hope you're enjoying your 45-day renewal. Let Lama G know which one that you're on. Put it in the comment section on today's video. I'm very, very curious. The title today is Rama and Ravana. An attitude of forgiveness versus an attitude of pride. Rama and Ravana, an attitude of forgiveness versus an attitude of pride. Ravana was the root of the dark point. Think of him as a black magician of the time with incredible powers. Actually, it's kind of the Dark Vader. If you're a Star Wars advocate, Ravana was, with several arms, almost in beings, almost like an octopus, right? He hated and couldn't stand anything to do with Lord Ram and his rule at the time. He wanted to turn the whole world into the dark side. His small area, that supported a castle-like existence, was on a mountaintop, which would have probably encompassed about 5,000 acres. And he was kind of in a self-constructed prison because this was during the time of the Golden Age. And Golden Age is lucky if 5% of 3 and 4D is dark because it's the Golden Age. And it's an age of about 4,800 to 8,000 years. Because you have the Treta Yuga going into the Golden Age as you ascend into the Day of God. And then again, the Treta Yuga, which is 3,600 years on the other side. So if you take 36 and 36, you got 72, right? And then you have 8,000. So it was a 12,000-year period, which is very close to the time that Lord Ram ruled. Said that Lord Ram was somewhere between 10 and 11,000 years. He gave birth to the ascension of the Treta Yuga going into the Golden Age. And that gave him an enormous amount of power. Ram was a phenomenal archer, and what he could do with a bow and arrow and what he could do with the sword, you can't even imagine. I mean, he was in certain battles at different times where defeated hundreds of people by himself. One of the armies that he had at the time was run by the great being Hanuman, which was said to be half monkey and half mind. Was phenomenal warrior of the time, expert in every kind of martial arts that you could do. But Hanuman was a servant leader. So Ravana ends up kidnapping Sita, Ram's wife, and the love that flowed between Sita and Lord Ram was a love that people had not known since the Garden of Eden and Adam and Eve's relationship. But that relationship, as strong as it was maybe a little more than a millennium at best. We're talking 10 times that. So that had a chance to grow love. A lot of people don't understand this concept of growing love. It starts with a forgiving heart. How much can you forgive? I remember the City Yoga way is forgive love. If you don't have forgiveness in your heart, then how can your heart hold love? There's a difference between forgiving and forgetting. Someone does something bad to you, tries to stifle what you're doing. You don't want to forget that. Sometimes our greatest lessons are our negative lessons in life. They remind us where we come from and where we're going. But forgiveness, in other words, don't keep bitterness and anguish in your heart. And Ravana had that. He was always so envious and so jealousy of Ram. He wanted to bring Lord Ram to his knees, and he knew the only way possible to do that was to kidnap Sita and hold Sita in his castle. He thought that he could get Sita to marry him and become his wife. So when Ram became a little bit destroyed, who does he reach to? He reaches to the root of chivalry, the embodiment of chivalry. And that, my brothers and sisters, was Hanuman. And Hanuman has pictures of where he's opening his chest. On one side is Sita, and on the other side was Ram. And he understood the selfless service to the master and the Lord of the time, which was Lord Ram. Barak Bashai to you and to your glorious families. See you tomorrow on Hump Day for the latest episode of Rasaji Speaks. God bless.